Shri Parashakti Vidyala CBSE Class 6th Subject English.
Good morning and welcome back to 6th English online class, my dear students. Today we are going to see grammar part. We already see lesson 6th and 7th, okay? You see the book back exercise and write the answers. Now we see lesson 8, model auxiliaries. First of all, we see about the definition of model auxiliaries, use of some models, will, shall, would, shall, can, could, may, might. Now, definition of modal auxiliaries are modals are those verbs which are used with other verbs to express possibility, permission, obligation, etc. Some modal auxiliaries are can, may, must, shall, will, dare, used, to, could, might, ought to, should, would, need. Okay. The use of some modals will, shall. Will and shall are used when we want to refer to a time in future. As first one, I shall finish my work quickly. I shall finish my work quickly. He will finish his work quickly. He will finish his work quickly. We shall not be able to come. They will not be able to come. Here, shall is used for the first person and will is used for the second and third person. Okay. When we desire to refer to not merely future time but also some command, promises, threat, or determination. I will return your money without fail. He will not withdraw from the contest. You shall be punished for your misconduct. He shall not live in my house any longer. Here, shall is used for the second and third persons and will is used for the first person. When the speaker wishes to express some intention of his own, will is used for the first person. I will appear in the IAS examination next year. I will appear in the IAS examination next year. I want to go to Delhi now. I won't go to Delhi now. We will donate blood in this camp. We will donate blood in this camp. Would and should. Let's see about would and should. Would is used to denote the past of will. The past of will. I told him that I would come. I told him that I would come. The doctor know that the patient would die. The doctor know that the patient would die. A request. Would you close the window? Would you close the window? Would you tell me the time? The conclusion of a condition. He would pass if he worked hard. He would have passed if he had worked hard. Should is used to denote the past of shall. Should is used to denote the past of shall. I expected that I should pass. He insisted that the papers should be destroyed. An advice, you should give up smoking. You should give up smoking. You should take this medicine regularly. A moral duty, we should serve our parents. We should serve our parents. We should do our duty. A probability, we should arrive before dark. The roads should be less crowded today. A supposition as he should help me if he were there. He were here. I should go if I were you. Okay. Okay, students. Now we see the page number 42. You see the book bag exercise and write the answers. Okay. Next we move to the lesson 9. Now we are going to see the lesson 9, the infinitive. Infinitive means the root or the base form of a verb. The form of a word on which its other forms are based is called the root form or the base form. For example, be is the base form of is. Am, are, was, were, being. Okay. Do is the base form of does, did, done, doing. Have is base form of has, had, having. Write is the base form of writes, wrote, written, writing. Thus be, do, have and write are infinitives. There are two kinds of infinitives. Bare infinitive, to infinitive. Bare infinitive is a root form of the verb without to. We saw her weep. They made him dance. To infinitive is the root form of the verb with to before it. He wants to go now. They had to pay taxes. Bare infinitive is used with the following groups of words. Auxiliaries such as do, does, can, could, will, would, should, shall, may, might, need, must and dare. They may come today. She will accompany you. Need he come here again? Okay. Next we see the main verbs. Main verbs such as make, let, bid, feel, hear, say, watch, notice and observe. I saw him steal my pen. I heard him go up the stairs. He made her weep every day. After, but as a preposition and then as a conjunction. He did nothing but laugh. He would rather die than beg. After phrases such as had better, had rather, and would sooner. You had better stop this nonsense. I would rather walk than ride your scooter. He would sooner find a house in the city than live in the village. Okay, students. Next, test yourself. You see the book back exercise and write the answers. Let's move 9th lesson, 10th lessons. Okay. The ing form of the verb. The ing form of the verb has two very important functions. If it has the force of a noun, then it is known as the gerund. If it has the force of a noun, then it is known as the gerund. If it has the force of an adjective, or that of a verb, then it is known as the present participle. Swimming is a good sport. He is fond of swimming. Smoking is harmful for health. You should give up smoking. Each of the ing words in the above sentence have the force of a noun. Such ing words are called the gerund in English grammar. Okay. My mom is a working lady. He boarded a running train. The boy was laughing. We will be staying. The ing words in the first two examples have the force of an adjective. In the examples 3 and 4, the ing words have the force of a verb. Such ing words are called the present participle in English grammar. The gerund is a verbal noun. The present participle is a verbal adjective. Okay. Let's move to the test yourself. You have to see the book exercise and write the answers. Let's move to 11th lesson. Lesson 11. Use of there and it. We use there in place of a subject plus the. In a suitable tense form, when we talk of a thing for the first time, we want to say that something exists. Look at the following sentences. There plus verb be. Real subject complement. You see the book, page number 54. One time and revise it. Okay. There appears to be the subject in these sentences, but the real subject in the noun that follows the verb. If the real subject is singular, Almira, picture, problem, the verb is singular. Is, was, has been. The real subject is plural. Apples, boys, suggestions. The verb is plural. Are, were, have been. Look at these two sentences. There are two dogs inside the kennel. There plus verb plus subject. Two dogs are inside the kennel. Subject plus verb. Both these sentences are grammatically possible, but the one with there is the sentence form that is commonly used. Points to remember: when be is used to mean happen or take place, the sentence constructions with there should be used. There was heavy rainfall in the morning. There are some changes in the syllabus. Let's we see the test yourself. You see the book back exercise and write the answers. Okay, let's move to the lesson 12. Lesson 12. Else are and or else. Else means other. Else can be used after the following words: no one, nobody, nothing, anyone, anybody, anything, someone, somebody, something, everyone, everybody, everything, nowhere, anywhere, somewhere, everywhere. Since all the above words are singular, a singular verb is always used for them. Some other persons, someone else, somebody else. Any other person, anyone else, anybody else. No other person, no one else, nobody else. All other persons, everyone else, everybody else. Some other thing, something else. Any other thing, anything else. No other thing, nothing else. Every other thing, everything else. In, at, to, some other thing, somewhere else. Okay. Next, page number 60. Look at the following sentences. I shall have to ask some other person. I shall have to ask someone else. Okay. Next is test yourself. You see the book back exercise and write the answers. Next we move to the lesson 13. Next, lesson 13, the use of tenses. We know that the verb form that shows the time of action is called the tense. There are three main tenses: the present tense, the past tense, the future tense. The present tense, we play in the evening. Past tense, we played in the evening. The future tense, we shall play. We shall play in the evening. Each tense has four different forms: indefinite or simple, continuous or progressive, perfect continuous. Thus we have 12 different tenses. Okay, you see the page number 66 and memory it. You have learnt about these 12 tenses form in grammar 5. Here we shall deal with the use of these tenses in detail. The present indefinite is used to express a habitual actions. My watch keeps good time. I get up early in the morning. To express general truth, God loves honest men. The sun rises in the east. In exclamations, to express what is actually taking place. Here comes the buzz. See how she dances. Next, text yourself. You see the book back exercise and write down the answers. Thank you, students.